You want him to repeat those stories? Catherine wants you to repeat your stories about your
About your
grandparents.
Which one?
All of them.
Well, start with Shadrach.
Oh, Lord. Well, Shadrach was a tall, hefty man with a short beard. I don't know whether he was red-haired or not, but I know he was blonde. And he was a mining engineer, one of the first mining engineer to graduate from Leeds University in Yorkshire in the early 1800s. He was a very devout Methodist. He was a lay preacher, and he'd march 15, 16 miles to the church every Sunday morning to preach a sermon. Then he'd come back, take a stick and beat up all his wife and his 10 children, one at a time, of course. And that was his routine. He was a very cruel man, but a very honest man. And I don't know which part of him I take after.
I hope you don't take that, no.
Tell me, Mommy.
What else? You want to talk about Elizabeth?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Elizabeth, she was a short woman, about 4'8", had amazing energy. She lived till 85, and she was a remarkable woman. She had a wonderful house, and she had a front room. In that front room, you were not allowed to enter there except on a Sunday. And it had horsehair furniture, and it wasn't very comfortable. You weren't allowed to read a newspaper on Sunday, but she would sneak one up to her room when everybody else had gone and read it herself. And I remember that because I caught her. Well, what else? Anecdotes.
Sonny and said not to tell Dad.
Yeah.
What'd she say to you?
Oh, she says, Sonny Watts, don't you tell your dad, or the dog will get you, you know. So you're scared stiff, you know, and so you don't tell. No? But it was a very interesting life, and I had my mother, of course, she had two brothers and 7 sisters, and they're all a little bit crazy, but they're all named Stephenson. But they were all named Stephenson, though they were all crazy. One was a scientist, another was an Oxford University professor. I had an aunt, she believed in the occult. Every time you went to her house, you had to go on your knees and look into a glass or something. When I was a kid, it was fascinating, but she was crazy. But we enjoyed it. She had lots of money, and she used to give us money, so we studied. And I had another relative. He worked for the railway, and his job was checking rails, and he spent all day and every day of his life marching back and forth on the rails, checking them. He must, I don't know how the hell he did that, but he walked 10 miles a day one way and 10 miles a day another way, checking the rails to make there's no splits in the rails, you know, like they do in India today.
Oh, I'll get that.
And what else?
Talk about Catherine, your sister Catherine.
Oh, Kathleen. Oh, she was a rebel from the very start. She was a wonderful musician, as you well know. She got an LRAM in London, and she was a brilliant pianist. But that's as far as you should smoke herself to death, she'd drink herself to death, and she lived till 85. And when she was finally sent to hospital, she made a deal with the doctor. If he'd give her a gin, she'd stop smoking, or vice versa. And this went on until she died. And I remember I went over to stay with her the last week of her life, and we talked quite a lot. And she told me a few things that were very private. I wouldn't tell you, but I do know that she was always jealous of me and my life. She said when I went in the Navy, she was so upset and so sad that she didn't smoke for the whole week. I said, thank you very much.
What is it? I don't know what this.
I've got more. I've got plenty more.
And,
I know.
yeah, so she was,
Myself,
she was never, she and I were never close because she didn't live the life
I know.
that I would have liked. She was very, she was a real socialist. She hated the government. She smoked to death. She drank. But she was brilliant. And I was always ordinary, but not brilliant. So you see, you either one thing or the other, you know. And what are the other relatives I can tell you about? Oh, I had an Uncle George. An Uncle George, he was an uncle on my wife's side, and when he was 50, he had a heart murmur, an angina attack, I guess it would be. I remember I used to go and see him, and he used to sit in a chair, a big chair. It was big. He was fat, much too fat. And he would sit in that chair and do absolutely nothing. He was the only man I've ever known that did nothing and got away with it. His wife and his sister would wait on him hand and foot. They said, oh, poor William is ill, we must take care of him. And he lived till he was 79 years old, and his two sisters died long before he did. So I guess that was retribution for something. That's another one. You're chuckling. Yeah.
Can I refresh your coffee? Would you like some more coffee?
Who was Hearst?
You can give me some.
Mom's great grandfather Hearst.
Betty's uncle.
Yeah, I've got a picture of them.
Fred Hearst. Fred Hearst.
Sally and Fred?
Uncle Fred. He was tall, about 6 foot. I never saw him smile in his life, but he didn't like me because I took his girl away from him, his Betty, you know. He didn't like me at all. And after I came out of the Navy, I think he died, and I didn't see much of him. But he was by trade a printer's devil. In other words, he worked in the newspaper and stirred up the ink and put the things in there, you know, for printing the newspaper. And he always talked about that. And I used to say to my mother, I said, Mommy, what is a printer's devil?
Huh? Well.
My mother used to say, watch your tongue, don't talk about your relative. Yeah.
About your dad.
Hmm?
About your dad.
What about your dad?
My father? Well, bless him. I guess I'm a lot like him in a way, but he was. I tell Mary about. I used to get fascinated when he was going to work in the morning. Every morning of his life, he would press his pants. With a flat, you know, iron board and everything, he'd press his pants, and you can cut things on his crease of his pants. But every morning of his life, he did that. I don't know what they did in his coffin, but I hope they pressed his pants.
Oh Lord.
He died after I got to America, about 1950.
What was his profession? I don't
He
remember.
was a journalist.
Okay, that's right. I
His
remember now.
name went by the name of Musica.
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 I don't put a little piece.
Or Musica.
Musica.
I
Yeah.
took the piece out of there, see what it looked like on the inside.
But during another time, when he wasn't doing that, he was a proofreader. You know what a proofreader is? Read all the proofs and correct all the errors in the print, you know.
Oh, he didn't need strawberry help. Dave didn't need help.
Yeah, he ate that.
He done ate that piece of cake. I was talking to you, brother.
You know,
What did
Grandma's Auntie Sally.
Did
Here,
you
I'll,
like
I'll,
it?
can you stop that?
They
I want to
need
get
it.
my computer. I have some
They
pictures
need
you can look at and talk about.
I'll be right back. 18 years old when he died.
Oh, he died.
Yeah.
What was his profession?
He was a cloth merchant,
What?
a trader.
A trader?
A cloth merchant, Steve.
Cloth. We call him a wholesaler. I mean, I know what you mean. Yeah.
He used to like take me along with him every day when I was young.
Mm-hmm.
He would like take me to movies and to different places and hang out and get me candies and I liked him a lot.
That's him enough because he pays you.
He graduated from one of the best university in Bombay in chemical engineering. But my grandfather kind of insisted to take the family business.
Oh,
Otherwise, he would have gone and done his master's in chemical engineering and probably would be in the USA by now.
oh my goodness.
Because of that, my dad always encouraged me to study and he sent me over here for master's.
That's right.
So he couldn't follow his dream, but now you can.
Yeah.
That's Betty's cousin.
No, that's you and that's you and
No, that's me.
That's
That's
you and
right.
Mom there.
Yeah.
And then there's the family.
No, look at that. Look at the, hey, look
There's
at
your
the,
sister. There's
look at the
Auntie
wing
Mom.
collar. Look at the wing collar, Millie.
The what?
Look at the wing collar.
Oh,
See that?
oh yeah.
That man there.
That's you want to see Dad when he was young? Let me show you when Dad was young. Here, I got him.
Millie's going to leave me now.
I got to show him here. Where did I
Okay.
put it? Oh yeah, okay, right here. There you go.
Oh, I got that picture at the house.
I think you got this one. Don't
Yeah, I knew I had that picture. Oh yeah.
You got that one.
Oh
That's
yeah.
bigger than life, there, isn't it?
That's didn't that.
And then there's
That's the grandma I was telling you
Don't push
about.
on that, David.
is that
That's my father. That's my grandma.
that's
That's Catherine. Catherine. Her name was Kathleen, by the way. She's always said it was Catherine. I don't believe it. Her name on her birth certificate was Kathleen. So
really
I used to
Kathleen.
say that's a good Irish name.
So it really was
That's
Kathleen.
Oh, see Kathleen?
Kathleen.
you recognize
That
that
part
one
of my
now?
name.
That's your pram,
That's
and that's
my
your
mother.
mom.
That's my mother. She's on the other side of the photograph in the bedroom, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one we have in the bedroom, she's on the other side. That's the one.
Uh-huh.
Let's see, look. There's your mom.
That's your mama, yeah.
Yeah.
That's just before she
Oh,
died. isn't
yeah,
it?
beautiful.
That's Kathleen.
And
That's
there's
me.
that's Dad right
That's
there.
me, baby.
Wow.
That's me.
Oh, baby. You like George. You look like George.
Sunday school girls choir.
The United Methodist Ladies Choir, Blackpool, Lancashire, England, 1923.
I won't pick that
Look
up.
at those hats,
They
me.
all dressed
See those
drab.
hats? David.
And
Sin.
you.
And me, yeah. Sin. Reverend Sin.
Reverend Sin.
I got his name down there. Reverend W.M. Sims.
Sin.
Sim,
You know, his sermons used to last for an hour and a half. I'll never forget that.
There's Dad again. He recognized
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah, honey. Yeah, you can
Here, I'll
do
get
it.
him a plate.
Is that it? That's it for
Get
you.
him a little plate.
This man, Alan Fletcher.
That way.
Oh.
Yeah, that one in the back there.
Uh-huh.
That's Stanley Jolliffe, right?
There's my father,
I made
Mary.
two show you.
There's my dad.
Oh, yeah? Uh-huh.
I'll put it up to the top there. There's
You
some
don't
of
want
the
cake?
names. I got the names
thought
on
you
the
wanted
That
bottom.
was a cold
You want one of these little
day.
pies? Those little lemon pies? Okay.
That's Sid Young, right?
Mhm.
And then Sam Young.
right.
That's Mom's dad.
Can you point to Sid one more time, Dad?
Pardon?
Can you point to Sid one more time?
Sid's right there.
Just had a heart attack.
That's your. What about your best man, Alan?
Alan Fletcher? Well, he was a school chum too, you know.
Oh, okay.
And he went to Leicester after that. I talked to him once or twice on the phone, that's all. That's Catherine, isn't it? Kathleen?
Kathleen.
Yeah.
That's your sister.
Yeah, she's small, you know. She was only very small.
What relation,
There's Grandma Lizzie.
what relation were the Jolliffs?
Who?
What connection were the
Stanley Jolliffe,
Jolliffs? Were they
Oh,
family
he was,
friends or were they relatives?
Betty's cousin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I keep finding pictures of the
Yeah, he-
Jolliffs and I don't know.
He went to Cambridge. Yeah. No, I mean, there's no question. He just dragged him out to death. Many people tried to stop him.
Mrs. Elvidge, right?
Yeah, that's Grandma. Yeah.
Let's see, where is Eileen? Is that
Aline.
right here? That's Aline right there.
Aline, that's Aline.
Right there on the end.
Uh-huh. She was 4,
Park City.
4 years old then.
And this Mavis Baxter on the other
Well,
end.
That's no relation.
Glad you both came over.
Yeah.
The one next to Stanley.
We'd have been in bed though. Yeah.
Stanley. I don't have her, do
I
I?
don't know. There's no relation, right?
I don't have the one on the end there, do I?
No,
Dave,
I don't think
push
so.
the
I
buttons
don't
on.
have the,
Who is that?
No, honey.
let's see what else. Yeah,
That's cook you. Cook on your boy.
Do you know who the one on the end is?
That's
All
one.
above be
Here.
gone.
Does he know who the one on that is?
Huh?
Who is the one on the end?
I don't know who the one on the end is. I didn't get that name off the photograph.
I recognize the face, but I
See, I've
can't
got
place
it,
it.
I've got
Can't place it.
Mrs.,
Which photograph
got-
is that, David?
The wedding one?
there's your dad, and then there's Stanley,
I just
and
have
then I
the
don't
party
have that
photo.
one. Don't have that name. There's
I
mom's
think Go
side.
Tell It on the Mountain.
Got some,
That's a good as hair, my God.
He was a firecracker, I tell you.
oh really? Fun? Full of fun?
Well,
And there's my
that's Sam,
Sam,
the son. Yes.
mom, and doesn't look like her grandmother, but
Mommy.
that's mom. That's my mom right there.
Go there one mommy.
She's a baby. Tell me she's a baby.
There's the hearse. Is that the one you're speaking
No,
of?
it's not the house.
What have I got down on
No,
here?
we'll come back.
Wild.
Come back.
I'll go back up. There's the wild. What about the wild?
That's
Give me mommy.
I'm going
Don't
on the
want it,
left.
don't
Sorry.
eat it, don't throw it on the floor.
What happened?
Look, I'm going all
No,
over.
I don't eat it. Don't go on the phone.
Okay, Sam's
You
father.
don't know their names, their first names.
Young. I think she was a young. You know, the youngs and the wild.
He looks like a brawler.
He looks like your mother's family though. You know, they're.
He had public house. He had a public house.
Okay.
You know the public houses.
Like a
A
motel?
hostel or
Don't
the...
get it pretty.
There's a bar in one, and then there were rooms upstairs. You know.
Okay.
An inn?
That's right.
I think that's the only one of this.
But I think that hat is wonderful. Don't you? Do you think there's something growing out of that?
That sure is a pretty hat.
And this one, I don't know, this is Lizzie Young, paternal aunt.
That's a mother.
Samuel's sister.
Oh, that's an aunt.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an aunt. Lizzie.
And there's mom again with a dog. I thought that
When
was...
she died, she came and visited Betty and me in the bedroom. I didn't see her, but Betty did.
This one, Lizzie?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. And she was talking too, but I didn't see her.
You know that, I believe that
I
happens.
said to Betty, who are you talking to? I said, I'm talking to Liz.
Yeah,
I said, well, I don't see her. But I could hear her.
and I talked to all my sisters.
Lord, I was glad when that was
I
over.
was 10 when and
Let's see, you want to
I
see your
talked to all my
son?
sisters after we
I
were
got me
grown up,
in here too.
and every one of us experienced the same thing. Mother came to us and she said, don't worry, everything's gonna be okay.
You know what?
Right
I
here.
live next door. I live 4A.
You can carry that around in case he really does it. Leave it on the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were disgusted by it. Now you like it, don't you?
No, I'm used to it coming